Good morning, everybody. Sitting here with my first cup of coffee and trying to plan today's dyeing. Let me show you what I'm writing in. I'm addicted to these. I get them from Stationery Geek in the UK. I bought my first of these at Spring Into Wool when we were there, and since then I've ordered them. As soon as I have about half left, I order a new one, because these are absolutely perfect, because I can write all the technical information on this side, what colorway I'm dyeing, what weight the yarn is, and here I have a page where I can write down recipes if I try something new, or I can just put in the dye pots and what base and what colorway goes into each one. And because I'm a small batch dyer and dye different colorways and just a few skeins of each colorway every day, it's really important to know what base different colorways are on, because if I don't write that down, when I go ahead to skein and tag the yarn, I need something written down that says this was Poledale, this was BFL, or that's not a good example, because BFL is easy to recognize because it's really slippery. It's soft. At least the BFL I have is. And by the way, my BFL probably on its way out, because I'm going to stick with Merino, Poledale and Corriedale. It was either Corriedale or BFL that was going out, but I think I need to have one base that's non-superwash, so I'm keeping the Corriedale and getting rid of the BFL. I might take my last 4 skeins of BFL and dye a sweater quantity. A sweater quantity of Harvest Moon for me, because I want a sweater in the BFL. So what I'm doing today, I'm doing Harvest Moon on worsted. I'm going to dye quite a lot of worsted and DK this week, I think, because I'm going to take those bases with me to Nixon, because it's absolutely hat season. I'm going to dye up more than 1 skein, of course, of each color, but maybe not more than 2 or 3. And the thing is, if people want a sweater quantity in worsted from me, they have to custom order it, because both on my limited storage space for finished yarn, and because it's really difficult for me to figure out what colorways are most likely to be used for sweaters. And suddenly somebody wants a sweater quantity of Kiwi Explosion, a colorway I wouldn't dream of dyeing up a sweater quantity in to have just hanging around. So people have to custom order all these things, but I have a really quick turnaround for sweater quantities, because I always just drop everything and do custom orders first. So in my shop, I think I've given myself plenty of time, but normally it takes about a week from the custom order drops into my inbox until the yarn is on its way out, because I always dye it the day after I get the custom order. So that was a lot of talk about something you're probably not interested in. One thing I'm going to do this week, because of course within 30 minutes of me reopening the shop last night, the 2 skeins of Your Mean One self-striping were sold. So now I'm sold out again of Your Mean One self-striping. And because self-striping takes so long to dye, I've been sort of thinking I can't dye self-striping this week. I need all the dye days I can get because I can't dye tomorrow. But then again, I have this idea in my head that I want to try self-striping on worsted. But that I have to have quite a lot of prep time because I have to make the skeins into long skeins for self-striping. And that is going to take quite some time. So I'm planning on prepping for self-striping today while I'm waiting for things to set. So I can dye self-striping tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to dye your Amine one self-striping on fingering and a new color I've been thinking about on worsted. And if that color, I'm really thinking that is going to be really nice. So I might actually do that on fingering as well. It's not a problem dyeing different bases at the same time in self-striping. If the skeins are the same length, I can just drop them in together. So, but worsted of that colorway first. I can tell you what I'm planning for that self-striping because it's not a secret. You know my colorway Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights one, with it's black with a green bit. I want to do that as a self-striping, but I'm going to try to have different widths on the stripes. I'm going to have a wider stripe of black and 2 narrow stripes of pink and green, because when the Northern Lights are really intense, they have a pink edge. So that's what I'm going to do on the worsted, because that would make really cool hats, I think. So that's for tomorrow, self-striping tomorrow. Today it's Harvest Moon on worsted. I'm going to try to figure out my Christmas colorway for the Christmas Village in Nixon. And I was thinking about maybe should I launch that at the Christmas festival or the Christmas Village, or should I just put it up in the shop? And I think I'm actually going to do that because the Christmas Village is at the end of November, and from my experience, I don't sell a lot of Christmas colorways in December because people have to. If you buy Christmas yarn in December and you don't get it until January, what's the point? So I'm going to. That's the same reason why I don't dye any Halloween yarn this week, because it's only 6 days away. So now it's starting to get. Now it's more and more likely that not even my domestic buyers get their Halloween yarn in time. So no more Halloween yarn this year. I don't think I have any in stock either. So this year I was lucky. I had 1 skein left, and that's put aside for a prize for the Spooky Mal. So 1 skein of Trick or Treat is going with one of the prizes for the Spooky Mal. And there's a new make-along starting for December 1st. And I'm going to talk about that in the longer Vlogtober episode. I'm not sure when I'm doing that, but sometime this week I'm going to do a longer Vlogtober episode where I talk a bit about my knitting. I might do that tomorrow, come to think of it, because tomorrow I'm not dyeing yarn because I have this appointment with my accountant. So I have the opportunity of doing a longer Vlogtober episode tomorrow. So that's what I might do. I might actually set up a proper camera and do a longer Vlogtober episode. And I'll just mark it with that when I put it up. I'll just write Vlogtober 26, and behind that I'll write the long episode. And we'll talk a bit about make-along starting December 1st and everything. Because my November 1st, sorry. Because my next proper podcast won't be until November 5th. So that was also a lot of admin. Maybe I should just make myself breakfast and start prepping yarn. And hopefully I'll think of more yarn to dye today, because I have all day, so I can dye more than just 2 colorways. But I've written up 2 colorways, so I'll just keep on planning this and have some breakfast, and I'll see you later today. This hasn't happened in some time. Lucky me, I guess. This is a dud. Oh, it's fogging over. Let me turn the camera. So again, that was a dud. It was not supposed to look like that. It was a bit heavy-handed. So that's 3 skeins of Poledale. That's not going to be Christmas Village. So the idea was good, the execution was a bit rubbish. So I think those 3 skeins will be named Impressionist Watercolor Christmas Edition or something. So now I'm trying again on some zebra sock. Hopefully this will turn out better, so I can actually put the name Christmas Village or Jul i Nyksund, because that's what I'm calling it in November. But in the shop it's called Christmas Village. And so now, wish me luck. It doesn't look like much, but this is more what I was looking for with my colorway. It's difficult to see exactly what it looks like because I've dyed it on zebra. I might add, I'm going to tweak it a bit more and maybe add some speckles, but speckles, no point in speckles on zebra because they're going to vanish. But this is more like it. So a bit more tweaking and we're there, I think. Well, I'm back on the couch. And if you hear strange noises, that's just the dishwasher. I'm done for the day. I'm sitting here binding off a Christmas present, and when I've done that, I'll try not to cast on something new. I can knit on socks or something, or crochet on my blanket. It's the sweater I'm knitting for hubby is in dark blue. I'm not sure if we have enough lights for me to start that sweater. I think I will be able to knit on it after I've finished the cast on and gotten started, but plus I don't feel like it. I'm exhausted. It's been too long since I dyed yarn. It's been over a week and I'm not completely over my cold yet. So I was planning on going for a walk as soon as I was finished with the yarn, but I don't think so. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. When I finish talking to you, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and then sit down and edit this. And fun fact, I'm putting all this in so you can see my thought process, because I've spoken to you twice today about the yarn I was dyeing up to call the Christmas Village colorway. It's called Jul i Nyksund in Norwegian because I'm taking it to the Christmas Village in Nyksund. And the first batch that I thought was too heavy-handed and didn't like, well, turns out it's absolutely gorgeous. As soon as I've rinsed it out and thrown it in the spin dryer, when I lifted it out, I thought, oh wow, this is absolutely perfect. And the second one that I liked better, yeah, it's a bit meh. So there you go. So the good news is I have my Christmas Village colorway. And there's no bad news actually. The zebra, either I over dye it with something else or I just call that for something different. Or I use it myself for some Christmas socks. The colors are beautiful on that one as well, but I like the other one better. So that's my day. Tomorrow, no dyeing. I have that meeting. So I'll be talking to you tomorrow as well. And I prepped the yarn for the self-striping on Wednesday already. So I could think of something else useful to do tomorrow, but we'll think about that. tomorrow. Now I'm going to edit this so I can upload it on YouTube, and then it's just relaxing and knitting for the rest of the evening. I'll see you tomorrow.